Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. Today, I want to discuss the N-word. No, not that N-word, the other N-word, and that would be narcissist. I have not heard that word as much as I have in the last 2 years. Everyone's talking about narcissism online, in the comments under my videos. What is going on? Is it possible that suddenly half the population is a narcissist, that everyone's dating a narcissist? Or is it something else? Well, I'm going to tell you. But before I do that, I want to remind you to be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And while you're at it, tap the bell icon so you'll be notified when a new video is up. So I have an email, and I'm going to read through this email. The woman wonders if her ex is a narcissist, and she actually hopes that he is. And you'll find out why she hopes that at the end of the email. So I will do my usual commentary, and then I will answer the question, is your ex a narcissist? All right, so she begins with, I think my ex is a narcissist and I may be trauma bonded. We were in a committed relationship for 7 years. He would break up with me for a few weeks, but we always got back together, and he said he was committed to me. This happened at least 30 times. So he was committed to what? Breaking up with you? That's not a commitment. Breaking up with you constantly, and you putting up with it. Every time you took him back, he had less and less respect for you. And as I've said many times before, you cannot have love without respect. This was not a committed relationship. Someone that's committed doesn't break up with you over 30 times. As I mentioned in a previous video about how often should you get back with an ex, you only get back with an ex one time, and you don't make it easy for them to get back together with you. You ask them several questions that they need to give you very good answers to. And then if there's a second breakup, that's it. That's it. You don't stay there for 7 years and allow yourself to be broken up with over 30 times. The price you're paid for being with this person for 7 years is too high. You now probably have zero self-esteem. You've traumatized yourself probably in ways you don't even realize yet, and you probably have given yourself PTSD as a result of this. So what good are you going to be in future relationships? Never mind getting back with him. What good are you going to be with the next person? I really hope you're in therapy, but we'll discuss that in a minute. So moving on. 3 days ago, he said he wanted to see me. I went to his place. He asked me to sleep over. We had sex, made dinner plans for Thursday, which he canceled. I was upset and asked him if he was blowing me off, to which he replied, I'm moving next week. I have a lot to do. He also said he can't commit right now. Oh, but I thought you were in a committed relationship. He can't commit right now means I don't want to commit. So I hope you didn't buy the fact that he said he can't commit right now. But you know what? You've been buying it for 7 years, so why wouldn't you buy it now? She continues, whenever there was a family function, he didn't want to bring me when his ex-wife and kids would attend. His sisters didn't like me either. He accused me of just wanting to be paraded around in front of his family. Does that make sense? You're supposed to be in a relationship with this guy, and you can't be around family functions because you want to be paraded? That's the first time I've ever heard that. And then she said, his dad was the only one speaking up for me, but my ex only listened to his 4 sisters and ex-wife. Now, she also sent me a picture of herself, and I'm glad she did. Because, you know, I heard 54, it's like, okay, what does she look like? You never know, right? Hey, it could go either way. But she looks great. She looks fantastic, if I do say so myself. So I think it's interesting that his dad, the man, the male, was the only one that was on her side, and the 4 sisters and ex-wife were against her. Could it be jealousy? Could it be that they were upset that she was so attractive? This has nothing to do with the guy she's dating, but I'm just saying, I just noticed that. It's interesting when we find out that 5 women are against her, and the only one that's on her side is a man. So just something to keep in mind. And, she stayed with this guy who's now 61 for 7 years. Girl, you could be dating someone you're 54. Okay, you could be dating someone who's 51, 41, and if you wanted even younger, 31. You don't need to be dating a 61-year-old guy who has clearly shown you that he is not interested. Okay, moving on here. So as much as I think I want him back, because I remember what a great love we had, I'm not sure when you had that great love. I'm sure you had something or thought you had something in the beginning. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to be trapped in this situation. But I wouldn't exactly call this a great love. I do believe he's a narcissist and there's no hope. Can you please tell me if I'm right in saying he's a narcissist? It would make it easier for me to accept he doesn't love me. Boom. That is the key to this whole thing. That's why I believe people keep throwing around the word narcissist, because they don't want to accept the fact that this person is not interested, has a low interest level in them, and therefore he must be a narcissist. He must have a personality disorder. Well, he's behaving this way because he's a narcissist. Otherwise, he wouldn't act this way. It's a disorder that's making him act like this. Otherwise, he's interested, but that pesky disorder is making him act like this. Nah, it's not. He's not interested. She's not interested. People don't want to believe it, that the person isn't into them. So they want to blame it on a disorder, whether it's narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder. Years ago, it was passive aggressive. We never hear that anymore. Suddenly, nobody's passive aggressive, but everybody's a narcissist. I remember I was dating this guy one time, and there were mixed signals because he wasn't that interested. And I'm like, oh, he's passive aggressive. So I bought a book on passive aggressive to learn how to deal with someone who's passive aggressive. Little did I know, no, he just had a low interest level. So, is your ex a narcissist? Well, I decided to find out actually what percentage of the population actually has this disorder. So listen up carefully. Most, if not all of us, demonstrate narcissistic tendencies over time. However, narcissistic personality disorder is rare. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, between 0.5 and 1% of the general population, 50 to 75% are men, interesting, is diagnosed with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, which means that your ex is probably not a narcissist. To run across a narcissist, you would have had to have dated 100 people, and one of them would have been a narcissist, according to the statistics. Most people do not date 100 people. So your ex is most likely not a narcissist. He's just not that interested. He has a low interest level. So can we please stop with all the comments, my ex is a narcissist? Listen, we all have narcissistic tendencies once in a while. If you want to know what the traits of a narcissist are, look them up. I'm not going to go through them now. I don't need to know if someone is a narcissist. I just need to know if someone is interested. And you can tell by someone's actions whether they're interested or not. You don't have to become a psychologist and start to wonder if your ex has a personality disorder, because they probably don't. But it's just easier to believe that they do. That's why this woman said it would make it easier for me to accept that he doesn't love me. Listen, he has shown you over 7 years that he doesn't love you, but you refused to see the writing on the wall. So I don't know what happened to you growing up that would make you stay in a situation like this. As I mentioned earlier, I really hope that if you're not in therapy, you do get therapy, because you basically wasted 7 years of your life, and now you're trying to get a return on your investment, and it's not going to happen. You could have been using that time to be productive, to be with another guy, to put energy and time into your career. Who knows what you could have accomplished, instead of being caught up in this drama of someone breaking up with you constantly. You voluntarily gave up 7 years of your life to a lost cause. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm here to help you. And the only way I can help you is to slap you with the truth and tell you, please move on. Do not waste one more second on this. Get into therapy. You're a beautiful woman, but your looks will not help you if you have zero self-esteem. All right? So, if you think that you had an ex that was a narcissist, now you know they probably aren't, but what did they do that made you think that they were a narcissist? I want to hear what you guys have to say. And if you would like help with your breakup and getting your ex back, you can contact me about private coaching at theartoflove.net. The link for that is below. If you're listening on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.